And as far as I'm concerned, I don't know if there'll ever be another like that team. Look who we have leading us. The best distance runner of all time from Shafter. And one of the best people that I've ever met. This guy, he was my roommate in college at BC, and we learned a lot from one another. After leaving Shafter, he went on to Oral Roberts University, and he came back to BC to run for the Generals, not the Generals, but the Renegades, and that's where I met him again. From Shafter, I went on to Bakersfield College, and we decided to be roommates. This is in 1978, 79. And I learned a lot about Randy, a lot of things personally that I didn't really know, because I'm from Buttonwillow, the little town that's 2 year west of you. And we weren't raised together, but we came together through sports. I had heard about Randy in my town when he was very young and I was very young. We're like a year apart. But from my town, when it came down to running, that was me. When it came down to Shafter and running, that was Randy. We came together here at Shafter High, and that's where everything began. I was a sprinter. I wasn't a distance runner. Coach Bob Coons gave me a shot at it, and I liked it. And Randy was there. Randy was so experienced already. He was an age group distance runner, and I was a sprinter. I wasn't familiar with it at all. But we got a friendship there, and he showed me a lot of things that I needed to know, and it took me, from 1974 to 1979 to get a grasp on the teachings. And I've seen him win so many races, and I just wish I could be like that, And when we came back together after high school at BC, we came from Oral Roberts University, I had achieved a lot of things in high school, but I really missed him as a running partner. And we teamed up, and we ran and trained there for the whole summer. I think it was going into the spring track season, and I learned who he was, because I had a nephew that ran away from home and came to live with us, and it was my first apartment with Randy Goodwin. I'm like, wow, now I've got kids, and I'm 17. So Randy was like, hey, we're gonna have to get some work. The nephew's gonna have to get some work, and he's gonna have to, pitch in. I'm like, okay, I don't know how I'm gonna handle this, but we're gonna do it. But just to have him be that open to a situation, I wasn't even that open to that situation, yet he was, and we made that situation work. And my nephew went on to East Bakersfield High School while we were at BC. That year, in track and field, when Randy came back, he had torn an Achilles tendon, and he rehabbed, and I've never seen anybody come back that strong. He had such a will, you guys. He had such a will. He had such a competitive spirit. I emulated wanting to be like this person for a very, very long time, because I've seen him, do spectacular things. But now, it's 4 years down the line, I've matured, he's matured, he's coming back off an injury. And when we hit the track that year, it was a whole different thing, a whole different perspective. I was a different person, he was a different person. And that was the year, the first time in my life I ever beat that young man. And it was something special to me, but it wasn't all about that, but it was kind of a milestone for me, because he was pretty much unbeatable. You guys all know him. He was a monster on the track and in the distance world, from a little baby all the way up to a young man. He was great. He was the epitome of a runner. And when I approached him after this race at Fresno State, he's like, man, he goes, Ed, man, he goes, that's it for me, I said, well, what are you talking about? He goes, saying, oh, you know, you're beating me now. I'm like, dude, I go, I just broke the school record. If you had to beat me, you would have the school record. He looked at me. I said, you know, don't quit, man. Don't quit. This is the time that we're going to flourish. This is the time that we're going to be the best that we ever wanted to be right now, because we're going to push each other. He stayed with the team. We set national marks. Ms. White, I don't know if you have those marks down, but at Mount Sac Relays, we were something special as a team, and that started all here at Shafter High. But enough about track and field, though. I just want to let you guys know that. You know, one other time. One other time. You know, and you know, it's like, it was a friendship, you guys. I come from the San Francisco Bay Area. That's where I've been living for the last 40 plus years. And over that time, the last 3 to 4 years, I've been trying to get in contact with Randy, but I've never known him as Randall White.
Only when he's in trouble.
And when I'm Googling this, I'm coming up with nothing and I'm doing stuff, but it just hurts me so much, you guys, because we were pretty doggone close, you guys, for us not to get back together and see one another before he passed away. And when I seen this Google, my friend and teammate Tony Chacon called me and let me know what had happened, and he told me that Randy was down under the name of Randall White. And I'm like, wow. And I looked at the passing date, and I'm like, what's this? What happened? This is 2023, and we're in 2024. So I didn't know what happened, but I knew that I had to travel from the San Francisco Bay Area to come here to find out what had happened to my friend. You know, one of the best people that I've ever met, you guys. A real decent man, you know. And you know, he got a little rowdy at times back in those days, you know. Kind of a wild guy. But I just want to get my shot up to him, you know, do it in heaven, brother. You know? Do it in heaven. He's a good man. Love him.
Thank you.